Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. A Jack Wolf Knives Gunslinger Jack rendition. Oh, I can feel the excitement already. Listen. This is the second run of the Gunslinger. Now, here's the deal. Jack Wolf Knives is one of the rare exceptions on my channel. It is a high-end, nuanced style knife company, okay? They have a niche market. It's what they do. It's a little different for us. I've tried to cover them a couple different ways. I've done it 8-9 different knives for them, but here's the deal. We're going back to basics. This is what I do. I cut shit up, okay? I can't talk to you about the nuances of the knife. It would be me saying something somebody already else has said in a lot worse way, I promise you. So what am I going to do? Well, you know what old Scabber does. We're going to cut a bunch of shit up, and I want to approach this knife from a user's standpoint. Now, someone's going to say, Scab, if somebody else can give us the details better, why should we watch this video? And that's a phenomenal question. Somebody's actually asked me that before. Here's why, okay? Here's why. I approach things from a common everyday use approach. Now, I cut industrial materials, but if you took the industrial materials out and you just look at the cutting, man, it's stuff we all do every day. It's nothing special, right? I like doing the industrial materials to show you the potential and the limits of the knife. I just do. Now, here's the deal. There's 3 or 4 channels. Casey, Knives Fast, Kevin over at Lefty's EDC, Donnie at Donnie B All Day, and Big Red EDC. They have all covered the Gunslinger, do an amazing job. Tell you all the details and all that. And I'm going to put their videos in the description. Go check them out. I want to approach this the way that I approach it, by cutting stuff. Gunslinger Jack is one of my favorites. It just is. Why should you watch my video? One, so you know the capabilities of the knife. Even if you're a collector, it's good to know what the knife can do. You may find yourself in a situation where you need a knife and you need to know what it can do. 2, if you are someone who collects or trades or does whatever, it's good to know the limitations and capabilities of the knife if you go to sell it or trade it, right? You may be selling it to someone who is a user. You want to be able to say, listen, this is what it can do. That's why you should watch the video, and I'm just that damn good looking. Now, this is the Gunslinger Jack. It is in S90V. The blade thickness is 3 millimeters. It is S90V. It's Crucible S90V. I love that steel. The HRC is 60 to 61. It is thin and slicey and hollow ground. And this is a cutting some bitch, and we gonna cut it up, son. Y'all seen the artwork on the tube. I actually love that. I have a little place on my stand where I keep them all. Jay Gonzo does that artwork. Benjamin Belkin is the owner of Jack Wolf Knives and a phenomenal guy. The close length on this knife is 4.12 inches. The blade length is 3.23 inches. The cutting edge is 2.86. The weight, and this is important, is 2.9. Now, for a 4-inch closed knife, that 2.9 to me is pretty good. The handle scales are the Fat Carbon Nebula. Big Red EDC has the same knife. Please go check out his video. Big Red JB does a monster job on it. Check him out. This is in a gun stock handle configuration, and for somebody with busted up, beat up hands like I got, it's my favorite handle configuration. To me, I believe this might be one of the bigger Jack Wolf knives. It has some nice, now those are nail flicks on each side, but they're fullers on each side. They're even. This is, I believe this was their first design that had a locking mechanism, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a bolster lock. I could be wrong, and somebody will correct me, as you always do. There are 3 things that I adore about this knife, and I don't mean I mean adore. that gun stock handle pattern. Listen to me. And some of y'all may have been able to recognize over these past couple months, we've been doing a lot of smaller knives. The dexterity in my hands is bad. I have beat up, broken hands. Cutting the damn tendon on my pointer finger on my right hand at Blackie's last year did not help at all. So here's what that gun stock pattern does for me. I can take my bird finger, I can wrap it, I can hook that gun stock right there in that groove, right? I can hook that. I can run the pointer finger down the top of it if I need to, and I can get that old man pinch grip to do really what I need to do. Here I'm using kind of a closed fencing grip, but again, my bird finger has that gun stock wrapped. I can get a good grip on it. Now listen, guys, listen. Here's the deal, okay? These are expensive knives. They use high-end materials. Guys, the price on it, I believe, is $350. I'm not here to defend price because I don't make them, I don't sell them, anything, right? And I'm not a price guy anyway. But, and I'm getting to this point, you see where I'm at. I'm out at the sand pit. Holding on to a $350 knife is imperative because with it being a folder with the little nuanced mechanisms in it, if I drop it, it's screwed. And I don't care who makes it. That's why you guys see me carrying pocket fixed blades so much. That sand right there, tell you what you do. If you don't believe me, go to the beach, throw your knife in the sand, walk on it a time or two, pull it out, and let's see how it fares. Same thing. So having that gun stock configuration, even using it for this demonstration, is awesome. That's the first thing I love about it. The second thing I love about it is the sharpness. Now, I mentioned earlier I've done 8 or 9 of these things, right? And 8 or 9 videos, I've had one person that said they had a bad experience with the QC. 1 in 8 or 9 videos. That's pretty damn good. Now, people get on me about the price. People get on me about where it's made, blah, 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 and all this stuff. That's to be expected. But to only have one person have a problem with the QC, that's pretty impressive. And I'm saying that in terms of the amount of videos that we do. 8 or 9 videos on one company is quite a few. It really is. It allows me to kind of get in a groove with that company. It allows me to understand what they're trying to do, not only with the build, but with the designs. So to have one person say, hey, Scab, listen, I had problems with mine. The other side of that is this. If you have some problems with your design, or it came dull, or something was wrong, put it in the comments. Jack Wolf Ben watches these videos. He is great about responding. I don't know that I've ever seen Ben be an ass to anyone, with the caveat being who wasn't an ass to him first. But even then, I really can't recall a time where Ben was an ass. He's a lot better guy than I am at this. Y'all know old Scab Petty will come out quick. The sharpness I love. Think about what we've cut right here. I'm dead serious. We've cut sandblast hose a bunch. We've cut sandy, beat up ratchet strap a bunch. There's that old man pinch grip. I think I missed it 3 times. Yep, there we go. Got him that time, son. Luring that bottle into a false sense of security and then just taking it out. That's old fighting style taught to me by an old man. Now, that carbon fat nebula is in red, white, and blue, and it is damn gorgeous. Back to the sharpness, because I don't want you to miss this. That thin blade with the edge geometry, with the heat treat, with the hollow grind. Watch this right here, guys. This is at the end of the video, okay? And it's still cutting like a sumbitch. And we're freehanding it. We're not sitting it down, slicing it. We're holding it in the air, cutting it. I bet you I cut that sandblast hose 15 times today. I bet you I did. And that's reinforced. We cut ratchet strap. We cut freaking extension cords. Nobody does that. But we do that, again, to show you the limits. The knife is still razor sharp. So I love the sharpness of it. The other thing I love about Jack Wolf knives is the history of it. I mention this all the time. Jack Wolf was Ben's grandfather. that resonates with me big time. Guys, the Jack Wolf Knives Gunslinger. I love it. Hey, I'll put as much info as I can in the description. But first, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We talk about it all the time. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. I back the blue. It's not popular. That's okay. I've stated my case many times. You don't have to. I do. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Son, this is a slicey sumbitch. I love y'all. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.